right, Rabotai, Boker Tov. Good morning. There is, no sé si está funcionando ahí la pantalla, ¿eh? There is a very famous author that it's getting very connected to our parasha. So the story goes about a lady. She's saying the story what happened to her when she was a little girl. She was born in a family that lo alenu parnasa was terrible. I think her father passed away when she was a little girl. And the mother was taking care of her, but there was no babysitting because they didn't have money. She had only one dress for weekday and for Shabbat. There's no changing dresses. The mother was taking her all over, back and forth. She says, until one day that she goes with her mother and she passed through Shuk of Tel Aviv. You know, the market. And in that market, there was a lot of people. And it was very hot. And the mother was walking with her, grabbing her from the hand, and going through the people. And she remembers that all of a sudden, she feels that she lost her mother. And she's looking around, and she says, for me, it was like an hour looking around. And all of a sudden, with the heat and with the stuff and everything, I fainted. When I woke up, I found myself inside one of the stores. And in that store, there is a man and my mother. And from that day on, this man turned out to be my uncle. Wasn't really my uncle. Turned out to be my uncle. He took care of us, of my mother and I. He bought us new dressings, new clothings, food. Money was giving every day. I was able to buy new things like all of my friends. And this man, was with me all my life. I got engaged. And he paid the whole entire party. The wedding happened. We wanted to be mechabedim, for one of the berachot. He said, no, I'm not. That's not my style. I don't want to be part of I don't want to get any berachot. At the end of the wedding, he came up to my mother with an envelope. There was enough money to cover the whole entire wedding, plus more money to buy more stuff for the new couple. And she said, this man was a manach, was an angel for us. She said, I got married. I got my first child, first boy, Brit Milah. We wanted to be mechabed him in berachot. He didn't want it to, but he still gave us money to cover the whole thing. We got a girl, and then the third boy. Rabotai, the third boy. Her husband tells her, listen, he's helping us so much. We must give him sandak. Let's give him sandak. Let's give him a kavod. I'm going to go and I will tell him. He approached him. He told him, listen, I would like you to be sandak of my, in the brit milah of my son. And all of a sudden, the face of this man turned out to be so angry, so mad. And with such a tune, said, are you crazy? I will never be sandak. I'm not in that level. And it's the last time that I want to hear you offering me something so special. The husband came back to his wife and he told her, listen, I don't know, maybe he's a great tzaddik, nistar, whatever, but something smells not so good. I want to check about him. And he decided to go to the Shuk of Tel Aviv to ask about this guy. And it turns out to be that this guy was the gangster of the Shuk of Tel Aviv. The guy that goes to all the stores, and he asks for money, for insurance. And if they're not going to pay the insurance, next morning, the store is going to be gone. This guy was one of the heads of the mafia inside the Shuk of Tel Aviv. Rabotai, to make the long story short, the husband tells his wife, listen, I'm not interested. I know he was a great man and he helped you, I don't know what, but this money is not a clean money. I don't want to get any more money from this guy. She agreed. The time passed by, and they got another boy. They got another boy, and they decided not to invite him. Because if they're going to invite him, they didn't invite him. After 2 weeks, he calls up, and he says to the husband, I heard that you got a baby boy. Why you didn't call me up? Why you didn't invite me to the Brit Milah? He said, no, because we don't want to get from you more money. We feel uncomfortable, and every time that he comes, it's like we inviting you for money. And he tells him very straight, Israeli style, listen, Habibi, I wasn't born yesterday. I know every single movement in the Shuk of Tel Aviv, and I know that you came here to check out about me. And I know that you decided not to invite me because you don't want to have any deal with me. But you know what? I want you to come together with your wife tomorrow to my store. They said they were so scared, but they were more scared not to go. And they went. And when they got to the store, he sits down with them. And he tells them the following story. He tells them, listen, years ago, around 20 years ago, yes, I am one of the heads, here in the Shuk. And I got a fight with another family over there who works with families, whatever. I got a fight with another family, and he said the name, exactly which type of family it was. And one of those days at night, I was closing my store, and all of a sudden I feel someone grabbing my shoulder. When I turn, I see a guy with his gun about to shoot me. So those were seconds. And on those seconds, all of a sudden, there is a man, was the tzaddik of the shuk, the guy that all the time was going from one store to another, giving divrei chizuk, divrei Torah, tzedakah, whatever it is. And he passed by, and the guy that wanted to shoot me was so stressed, he just escaped. And this tzaddik came up to me and he told me, listen, I saw what was about to happen. Here, you're in danger of life. If it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow. It's a matter of days that they're going to kill you. What should I do? He says. And this rabbi, this tzaddik tells him, tzedakah tatzil mimavet. And I'm sure that at the moment that you will take care about a family that have needs, and you will take care of all the needs that they have, that itself will protect you from death. Rabbi, next morning, he says, he was looking around, who's going to be the family, and all of a sudden he gets this girl that is getting fainted next to his store, and he picks it up, and then the mother comes running, and he understood very quick what was the situation of this family. And he decided to take care of this family from A to Z, 30 years. And he's telling the couple, you don't understand more than what I'm giving you. You're giving me because I know that all these 20 years of life is because of this tzedakah that I'm giving you constantly. Please, don't take it away. They hear the whole story, and the husband looks at his wife, looks back to the man, and he tells him, I understand. I want you to continue giving tzedakah, but that's it. We're not anymore needed family. Baruch Hashem, I work. We have our parnasah. Maybe it will be good to find another family for you, and to help them out. There are so many families that unfortunately they don't have enough Thank you so much for the help. And Rabotai, these men shake the hand of the husband and they leave. They separate. Next morning, he was found dead. He was being shot by the same guy that wanted to shoot him 20 years ago. Rabotai, what is the whole concept? Why tzedakah tatzil mimavet? And we have in this week's parasha the mitzvah of tzedakah being brought, repeating the pesukim one more time and one more time. Why dafka tzedakah? You know, tzedakah tatzil mimavet. Why not tefillin tatzil mimavet? Why not Shabbat tatzil mimavet? Why dafka tzedakah is the one that saves life? What is the connection between one and the other? There are many explanations, but one of the deep explanations to understand it is that when a person comes up and is asking you for money, there are many things, many thoughts that are coming up to your brain, to your mind. You think maybe, you know what? Why this guy is asking for money? Why can I go to work? I'm working hard. This guy goes from door to door asking money, achnasat kala, achnasat whatever. Listen, go to work. Do something. And sometimes those thoughts can block us of giving tzedakah or not. You know what's the secret behind it? At the moment that I'm ready to take away those thoughts and to think, you know what, maybe he's not doing enough. Maybe the guy that is asking me money right now is not doing enough and he's not responsible about his family. Maybe. But I'm still ready to go over the regular logic, over the regular nature, and to help another Jew because that's a mitzvah. So Borei Olam works midah keneged midah. And even though sometimes a person doesn't deserve long life, doesn't deserve health, doesn't deserve many things, Borei Olam is going to go above the nature, above what's logical. And it's going to pay with the same coin because you're also paying with the same coin. The concept of tzedakah is the power of giving. The Ramchal in Derech Hashem explains even deeper. And he goes and he says that all the goal of the creation is only for one thing. What is it? To give more than to take. To be able to give and to be part of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that is the giver. And when I am giving, I'm getting closer to Borei Olam and I'm being like him. And by being like Borei Olam, there is no power of negative power, no malach hamavet, no yetzer hara, because you're getting assimilated to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabotai, tzedakah is one of the concepts that we know. There are the things that can change the decree of a person. We have tefillah, we have teshuvah, and we have tzedakah. Especially now we are about to approach the days of Elul. And we're going to be thinking about how we're going to get to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. You know, we have a whole package throughout the whole year. And if it's not 1 year, we have 2 years, with all type of things. How can we change the decree? The power of tzedakah. And what's interesting is that in this week's parasha, like I mentioned before, we have the pesukim that repeats themselves. Let me find it. When you have the pesukim that are saying, Im naton titen, if you're going to give and give. And the Mefarshim are asking, why double language? Why you have to repeat it so many times in the same, with the different words? What's the whole point? Rav Menachem Mendel Mimirinov used to be a great tzaddik. And they saw him once. He was having Kabbalat Ka'al, people that were coming and asking him for berachot and all this stuff. And one day, a man comes up to the rabbi and he tells him about all the problems that he have. His parnasah is going terrible and he's having a lot of expenses and sick kids in the family. And from here, problems until the rabbi hears the whole thing. And then the rabbi decides to open up the drawer and to take an envelope and he fills up with a lot of money and he gives it to this poor man. The poor man says, thank you so much. And he's living up there, the room in the house of the rabbi, and then all of a sudden the rabbi tells his Hasidim, call me the guy. And they call up the guy again. And the rabbi said, oh, give me 1 second, please. And he opened up again the drawer. And he takes again a certain amount of money, he puts it inside the envelope, and he tells him, please, take this as well. And by the Hasidim, every single action that the Rabbi does, it's to be asked. And they asked to Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Milinov, Rabbi, what happened here? What happened? What happened the first time? What happened the second time? Why you change your mind? Why you calling him up again? And he told him, listen, the Pasuk writes the concept of repeating the words. I don't find the words now of the Pasuk. Repeating the words of giving. Say Rabbi Menachem Mendel, you know why the Pasuk repeats the words? To explain to you that sometimes a person gives tzedakah only because he feels bad about the other one. You have, in Spanish, it's called remordimiento. You have this type of, that feeling that, hazit. And giving up tzedakah, chazak baruch. So the Pasuk writes, Naton titen lo v'arira levavecha betitecha lo. Again, repeats himself so many times. So says Rabbi Menachem Mendel Milinov, why Naton titen lo v'lo yira levavecha betitecha lo? He says, because the first time that you're going to give it because you feel bad about it. You feel that the other guy is such a poor and such a miskin. Why not? But I want you to give him not only because of that. Even when all the feelings went out. Even when right now you're not giving because you feel bad. There is no reason why to give him, and you already helped him. And maybe you know what? The mind that we said before, the thought that we said before, maybe you should go to work. Says the Pasuk, don't feel bad to give it again. Because the real mitzvah of tzedakah is not to give to take down your feelings, but it's to give because of the mitzvah itself. And Rabotai, how the Pasuk finish up? The Pasuk writes, Ki biglal hadavar hazeh. Because of this action of tzedakah that you're going to give, Yevarechecha Hashem Elokecha bechol ma'asecha ubechol mishlach yadecha. But Olam is going to give you the beracha. You're giving beracha to others, but Olam is going to give you the beracha. Why? Because Hashem tzilecha, Hashem is your shadow. Whatever action you do, but Olam goes together with you. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai Omer, Tzar Kadosh Baruch Hu,